Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and this is another DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K update for you guys. Got a nice stack here to show you all of the films that I got. Films that were released on the Criterion collection that I got, and gonna start the update here. Some of these were blind buys because I haven't seen some of these, but let's get on with the update. First one I got here is a film that came out in 2007. It's based off a comic book, and I know they did a sequel to this, and they did a prequel movie to it, and then a sequel to the prequel. But I really enjoyed this film. Very intense film. This is, and it is 30 Days a Night, which stars Josh Hartnett and Melissa George. Also stars Danny Houston, Ben Forrester. This is a very underrated film, in my opinion. Basically, what the film is about is it takes place in Alaska, and there's this annual event, 30 Days a Night, where for 30 days there is no sunlight. It's total darkness. And with it being all darkness, vampires start to come out, and these vampires start killing off, these humans. But I really enjoyed the film. It's very intense. I like the story to it, and I thought it was awesome makeup done for the vampires. That's the head vampire there. The master of the vampires in the film. But if you haven't seen 30 Days a Night, I would recommend it. Has features here. It has a commentary with Josh Hartnett, Melissa George, and the producer Rob Tappert. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. It has 30 images of night, graphic novel to film comparison, photo gallery, and 8 behind-the-scenes featurette. It has pre-production, build and borrow, look, blood, guts, and nasty, which is censored here, stunts, the vampire, night shots, and cast into the film. So, but 30 Days a Night, would recommend the film. So, but I have no intention of seeing the sequel or prequel or the sequel to the prequel of whatever. But that's 30 Days a Night. Check it out if you guys haven't seen it. It's very underrated. This one I haven't seen in a while, but I remember really enjoying the film, and it is Wanted. This the 4K Blu-ray edition, which I got this, sold off the Blu-ray, but this was released by Shout Factory, and I know there are some people who don't like this film. I like it. I found it very fun. I haven't watched it in a while. It would be great to revisit and rewatch this film. But it has the 4K on disc 1. It has a new 4K master, and the Blu-ray also has a new 4K master. It has alternate opening, casting characters, stunts on the L train. It has groundbreaking visual effects from imagination to execution. The origins of Wanted, bringing the graphic novel to life through the eyes of visionary director Timur Bekmambetov. Probably botched the director's last name. Extended scene and Wanted motion comics. So those are all the features that you get on this edition. But like I said, saw the movie years ago, had fun with it. This would be a great rewatch and revisit the film. So, but it has James McAvoy, Angelina Jolie, Morgan Freeman. So, but that's Wanted. Would recommend it, even though some people don't like the film. But I liked it. When I saw it years ago. This next one is a 4K release coming from the Criterion Collection. Came out in 1991, and I remember seeing this film years ago and really enjoying it. It's a great film, directed by Terry Gilliam, and it is The Fisher King. Stars the late great Robin Williams and Jeff Bridges. But basically, what the film is about is Jeff Bridges is a radio shock jock, and years later he becomes drunk and in a depressed state, and one night he is attacked by these thugs who mistake him for a homeless guy, and Jeff Bridges' character is saved by Robin Williams. And Robin Williams' character is a homeless man. He's very delusional, and as the film progresses, him and Jeff Bridges end up becoming friends. But just really enjoyed the film when I saw it years ago. Just great acting from Jeff Bridges and the late great Robin Williams. Miss Robin Williams. Next year, I can't believe he's going to be gone for 10 years. So I can't believe it. But it has a new 4K digital restoration approved by Terry Gilliam. And this is one of the two films directed by Terry Gilliam that I have. I have another film that came out on Criterion, directed by Terry Gilliam. So, but it has, of course, the 4K digital restoration approved by Terry Gilliam with 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack, one 4K disc of the film presented in Dolby Vision HDR, one Blu-ray of the film with special features, has a commentary featuring Terry Gilliam, interviews with Terry Gilliam and producer Linda Ops, screenwriter Richard Gravensis, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, and also with Jeff Bridges, Amanda Plummer, and Mercedes Ruehl. Interviews with artist Keith Greco and Vincent Jeffords on the creation of the film's Red Knight. Has an interview from 2006 with Robin Williams. Video essay featuring Jeff Bridges' on-set photographs. That's pretty cool. Footage from 1991 of Jeff Bridges training as a radio personality with acting coach Stephen W. Bridgewater. Deleted scenes, have commentary with Terry Gilliam, costume tests, the trailers, and also an essay by film critic Blaise Iberi, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. But inside you get the 4K and the Blu-ray, and you have booklet, just talking about the film. This is the essay. So this has the late great Robin Williams there. There's Jeff Bridges, and then it folds like this. So here's the video essay, just talking about the film, and that's pretty cool there. But yeah, if you haven't seen The Fisher King, would highly recommend it. It's a great film, great acting, great story. So, but that's The Fisher King, 4K Criterion edition of it. Next is I picked this up on eBay, and it is the Muppet Movie on Blu-ray, the nearly 35th anniversary edition. Just really enjoyed the film. It's a classic. Has Steve Martin in a cameo role. Has Charles Durnan, Austin Pendleton. Also have Carol Kane make a cameo in this. Bob Hope makes a cameo. Mel Brooks, has a cameo in here as well. Richard Pryor also has a cameo in this where he's selling balloons. But if you haven't seen the Muppet Movie, I know a lot of you have seen it. It's basically Kermit and the gang off to Hollywood, and Doc Hopper, who was played by the late great Charles Durnan, he wants Kermit to star in his commercials for Frog Legs because he owns a restaurant. And basically, he's the main villain of the film. So his character is tracking Kermit, across country, want him to star in, his commercial. So, but it's a classic. If you guys haven't seen it, you must be living under a rock. But it has, classic song in it, the Rainbow Connection, and it has bonus features. It has Disney in the Mission, pause the movie and see what happens. Froggy Okie sing along, sing, howl, and croak along with Kermit and the gang. It has the director Jim Frawley's extended camera test, which was on the old DVD when Sony released it, which I still have the DVD of this film. But very cool camera test, it is, where Jim Frawley ended up taking the Muppets for their first outdoor camera test. It's never before seen footage, but pretty cool. Also has Doc Hopper's commercial played by Charles Durnan. The trailers has Pepe Profiles present Kermit, A Frog's Life. Pepe the King Prawn turns the spotlight on Kermit. But classic film this is. Hopefully to get this Blu-ray signed by Austin Pendleton, because tomorrow, which is Sunday, there's going to be a Finding Nemo 20th anniversary screening at St. George Theater, and Austin Pendleton, is going to be there. He's going to be doing a meet and greet because he voiced in Finding Nemo. But it's going to be great to see Finding Nemo again. I haven't seen that film in a long while, but hopefully you get a chance to sign this, get a photo with him. But that's the Muppet Movie. If you guys haven't seen it, like I said, you must be living under a rock. Classic film. Although my favorite Muppet movie is The Muppets Take Manhattan, but I'm a huge Muppets fan. I haven't checked out the new Muppet series on Disney Plus called Muppets Mayhem. So, but hopefully it's good. And then I got the Scream Factory edition, collector's edition, Blu-ray of The Thing. I know it's out in 4K, but Universal ended up releasing it. But the only reason I got this is because it has a bunch of features. Has a new 2K scan of the Positive, supervised by director of photography Dean Cundey. New commentary with Dean Cundey. Commentary with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. We got the theatrical and teaser trailers, TV spots, radio spots, and a still gallery. That's on disc 1. Disc 2 has new interviews with the cast and crew. John Carpenter's The Thing, Terror Takes Shape, a documentary featuring interviews with John Carpenter, Kurt Russell, plus others of the cast and crew. Has the making of The Thing, outtakes. It also includes the TV broadcast of the film, which that's very cool that they included that. Has 3 vintage featurettes, vintage product reel, contain a condensed version of the film with alternate footage, behind the scenes footage, annotated production archive, production art and storyboards, location scouting, and more. But if you haven't seen The Thing, it is a classic. I saw this a couple of weeks ago on the big screen at my local Alamo Draft House, and the film looked great on the big screen. But if you haven't seen John Carpenter's The Thing, it is a classic, and it's one of my favorites. Very good visual effects by Albert Whitlock. Makeup effects done by Rob Bottin. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. But awesome film this is. It's a classic. I saw this, a couple weeks ago on the big screen at my local Alamo Draft House. It looked great on the big screen. Great film this is. So it has also a reversible cover to it, where it has the original poster, to it. So, but just love John Carpenter's The Thing. So let me get this back in here. So here's the film on disc 1. Disc 2 has the special features. So that's John Carpenter's The Thing. Great film. These next ones I got from Majors Records and Video. My friend there, he went out and looked for these films because I sent him a message saying, "Hey, can you find these films for me? If you can." And he did, which I thank him for. But the first one here, this is a film that I reviewed, and it's a very underrated film. I really enjoyed the film, and it is Sean Connery and Rob Brown in Finding Forrester. Glad to have this film on Blu-ray, but heard the picture quality on this Blu-ray is not that good. Considering it was released by Mill Creek, has no features, but just really enjoyed the film. Really enjoyed the chemistry between Rob Brown and Sean Connery. If you haven't seen the film, highly would recommend it. Very underrated film this is. Also has F. Murray Abraham, and also directed by Gus Van Sant. Also has Busta Rhymes in it. But that's Finding Forrester. Glad to have this film, in my collection. This one is another film that I did a review on. It was released on the Criterion Collection, and is a great film. Very beautiful film. Great cinematography. Great acting. And it is The Black Stallion, directed by Cal Ballard. Francis Ford Coppola produced it. Stars Kelly Reno, Terry Garr, Clarence Moose, Hoyt Axton, Michael Higgins, Mickey Rooney. Just wonderful film this is. So I just had to get it on Blu-ray. And has a whole lot of features in here. Has a new restored 4K digital transfer, supervised by director of photography Caleb Deschanel, with 2.0 surround DTS HD master soundtrack. 5 short films by director Cal Ballard, with new introductions by the filmmaker. These 5 short films are Pigs, The Perils of Priscilla, Rodeo, Seems Like Only Yesterday, and Crystallization. Has a new conversation between Cal Ballard and film critic Scott Fondas. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Has a new interview with Caleb Deschanel. New piece featuring Mary Ellen Mark discussing her photographs from the film set. Has the trailer and essay by film critic Michael Sarago. I think that's how you pronounce his last name, but that's all the features on the back right there. Here's the disc. And here's the essay, which you get talking about the film here. That's a good photo there of Kelly Reno and Mickey Rooney. And then the back here reveals, Kelly Reno and the horse on the island there. But Black Stallion, it's a masterpiece of a film. So if you haven't seen it, highly, highly would recommend it. It's a classic film. very well done movie. Next one here is the second film I got, which was directed by Terry Gilliam, and is the 4K criterion of The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Never seen this film before. Saw a trailer to it, and I liked it. Looks like it could be a fun film. It stars John Neville, Eric Idle, Sarah Polley, Oliver Reed, Uma Thurman, John DePrice. Also has Robin Williams there, and he disguised himself as another name for the film, Ray DiTuto, because Terry Gilliam ended up explaining that they couldn't use Robin Williams' name because his agents didn't want it. And Terry Gilliam was like, that Robin's agents were like, oh, we don't want you pimping Robin Williams' ass for your film. So I guess, if they release a trailer, it's going to be, all of, Robin Williams' scene in the film, because Robin Williams was huge at the time. So that's one of the reasons why Robin Williams was not credited for that. And he had to disguise his name as Ray DiTuto. But, very much looking forward to checking out this film. Like I said, it looks like it could be a fun film. It has features as a new 4K digital restoration approved by Terry Gilliam, who directed and wrote the film. 5.1 surround DTS HD master soundtrack. The 4K is presented in Dolby Vision HDR. Has two Blu-rays, one with the film and one with the special features. Has a commentary featuring Terry Gilliam and his co-screenwriter Charles McGowan. Documentary on the making of the film. New video essay by critic and filmmaker David Carnes about the history of the Baron Munchausen character. Behind the scenes footage of the film's special effects, narrated by Terry Gilliam. Deleted scenes with commentary by Terry Gilliam. Storyboards for unfilmed scenes, narrated by Terry Gilliam and Charles McGowan. Original marketing materials, including a trailer and electronic press kit, featurettes. Has preview cards and advertising proposals read by Terry Gilliam. Has an animated short film by Terry Gilliam called Miracle of Flight. Episode of the South Bank Show from 1991 on Terry Gilliam. And it also has an essay by critic and author Michael Krosky. So here is inside. You have the 4K. You have the Blu-ray there with the film. And also the Blu-ray disc 2 with the features. But here's the essay by Michael Krosky, just talking about the film. And then you have the side here. Got your cast. But we're looking forward to checking out this film. So that's The Adventures of Baron Munchausen on 4K, released by Criterion. This one, I've seen the trailer too. This also looks like it could be a fun film. I don't know if any of you have heard this film, but it is called Second Sight, which stars John Larroquette and Bronson Pinchot. John Larroquette, of course, from Night Court. Bronson Pinchot from Perfect Strangers. And, haven't seen the film. Looking forward to checking this out. So, but, like I said, it has John Larroquette and Bronson Pinchot. So, it could be a fun time. That's Second Sight, released by the Warner Archive. Next one here is a film that I haven't seen, but saw clips of it, here and there. Saw the trailer to it. Looks like it could be an interesting film. And came out in 1995, and it is Congo. Stars Dylan Walsh, Ernie Hudson, Laura Linney, Joe Don Baker. Based on the book by Michael Crichton. Has no features on it. Heard mixed things about the film, but pretty interested in checking it out. So that's Congo on Blu-ray. And then the last one here. Saw this film years ago on TV, and I thought it was a decent film. It's a forgotten about film. Came out in 2000, and it is The In Crowd. Stars Susan Ward, Laurie Herron, Matthew Stedel, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, and Nathan Baxton. And pretty much, basically, drama, murder, mystery film. And Susan Ward, I remember, plays the character Brittany, who is the main villain of the film, which is her right there. But it's a thriller, in the old snap case. But it has features. It has a feature-length commentary by Susan Ward and Laurie Herron, deleted scenes, cast interviews, cast and crew biographies, and film highlights, publicity gallery, music-only track, all new Dolby Digital 5.1 surround, soundtrack remastered for home theaters, the trailers, and other trailers for Morgan Creek films. So, but that's The In Crowd. Like I said, I haven't seen this, in a long while, but I remember it being a decent film. So that's it for the DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K update. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this update. Let me know if you've seen any of these movies, in the comments down below. If you, like these films. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.